Hey, VC, Dave, the pickup artist, with you tonight. Greetings from Jackass Flats. We are in the pad this evening, chilling out and listening to a lot of different music, including some of the pickups we found at the recent Jacksonville record show, which was last Saturday. Had a pretty good time. Saw some interesting stuff, lots of familiar face lifts. And without further ado, first thing I do is usually hit a lot of different vendors have the $2 bins, and it's usually a good idea to hit those first because you'll never know what you find. A lot of times they mark down stuff, and a lot of times they mark down bad stuff too, though, so you got to be careful. But first and foremost, I picked up this one. This is a confusing LP. You're led to believe it's the Small Faces, and it kind of is, but it's actually the Faces. This is when they can, just kind of morphed into the Faces. The UK. Apparently the UK album has the word Faces right here, and they eliminate that. But it's pretty confusing. But what you've got is Rod Stewart, Kenny Jones, Ron Wood, Ronnie Lane, and Ian McLaughlin. Ian played piano. You've also got Mickey Mouse. I don't know if they'd get away with that today. They might get a call from Disney. But you've got Mickey's hand on the back here. Also, you've got a cool track listing. There are some two great instrumentals on side 2. Very, very good stuff. Inner label or inner cover. The guys chilling out, probably getting ready to go into a pub. Yeah, nice. I think it was like maybe $2 or $3, I don't know. But yeah, nice find. The next one's kind of weird. We've got The Road, Psychedelia. I think I don't know where they're out of. They've got 2 lead vocalists, and they do a lot of covers on this. This has got all the psychedelic flourishes. They do a couple of Buffalo Springfield cuts on here, and She's Not There. They also do Dance to the Music. I didn't think anybody but Sly Stallone could do that track, but very cool. This has also got the Buddha Records inner sleeve from way back when. And how you can be a member of the Buddha family. I sent away from that. I sent away for it about, 6 months ago, and I'm still waiting to hear back from them. And here's the label. This is side 1. Now this is a promo. And Discogs only has one promo of this album, and it's a different label, so I don't know where I'm at with this one. But yeah, it's very cool. It's great psych. It's stuff you'd hear on the Sunset Strip and the Go-Go bars back in the late '60s. So yeah. Back in '75, Steve Howe put out his first solo album. I didn't like it. I didn't like the lead singing on it. In 1979, around the time the Yes were making the album Tornado, he cut loose and put out his second solo album, which is fantastic. First of all, you got the great Roger Dean cover there. Another great cover. And he's back in rare form. He cuts there's only vocals on 2 tracks. Other than that, it's an instrumental album. It's a guitar. This is a guitar album, which is what most of us wanted this first album to be. But if you open it up and look in here, it's very cool. You got the personnel here. He does have the same orchestra he had in his first album, but they're not in every track. But what I really like is the guitar chart on here. It tells you what guitars he played on which track, and some of these guitars he's had for a while. This is the steel guitar that he played on "And You and I" track. This is his famous guitar that he played on Roundabout and all the famous Yes songs. He purchased this in 1964, and he still has it. It's very fragile guitar. And this one right here is a sitar guitar. This is the guitar he used in the band Tomorrow on the song My White Bicycle. That guitar right there. They didn't have pedals that sounded like sitars back then. But yeah, this is great. Steve Howe redeemed himself. The first album I didn't care for, but he definitely redeems himself on this. It's got some great tracks. Yeah, fantastic. Great pickup, and it was only like $2. So, gotta love record shows. But next thing we've got is I'm going to show Mama's Big Ones. Mama Cass, greatest hits. Mama's Big Ones. I don't know how many greatest hits albums she has. Maybe this is the only one. I picked it up. Perfect condition for $1. Dunhill label. 2 of these tracks are with the Mamas and the Papas. Thing about Mama Cass, unfortunately, she didn't have, I don't think she had a lot of like greatest hits, but she was kind of a star. I think she had her own show at one point, and she was kind of, famous TV celebrity apart from music. So yeah, I always like to pick up her stuff. Yeah. I thought Manassas, Stephen Still's band, only put out 1 album. Apparently I was wrong. I stumbled across this. This is like $3 or $4. Manassas. I think this is their second album. I could be wrong about that. Looks like The Usual Suspects, but on this one they've added Joe Walsh on one track, and Bobby Whitlock plays guitar and keyboards on a couple others. Manassas. The gang on stage and the track listing. This is a great album. I listened to it. It's just as good as the other one. The other one, I believe, is a double album. The label's out on them. Oh yeah, you've got the lyric sleeve. It's on Atlantic, just like Crosby, Stills and Nash. Next we got Iron Butterfly Ball. I didn't have this. I've got the as you can see, I've got the other Iron Butterfly LPs, but not this one, so I'm just glad to find this. This was also like a $2 bin fodder. Back cover. I love the inner sleeve to this. Got the band there. You've got the Atco label. Old style Atco label. I'm gonna fix that. But yeah, I listened to this. I like this. It's, yeah, I don't know if I like it as much as their live album, but it's very good. Iron Butterfly, speaking of Yes, Iron Butterfly and Yes actually toured together back in like 1969. And Iron Butterfly kind of splintered up and went into different bands and went their own separate ways, and they sold Yes their sound equipment. for their concerts. So yeah, that was cool. I wish I would have loved to see that tour. Next, I found this was a couple bucks too, but I found Tommy. I've always had this on CD, but I found it on record. It's the tri-cover. Great to have this. Yeah, it was only a couple bucks, you know. Country Joe and the Fish. Fixing to Dye a Rag. I love electric music for the, I don't know what the rest of the style is, but this one I picked up, and it's, I don't know if I like it as much as that one. It's okay, it has its moments. Unfortunately, it's got a scratch on side 2. I didn't get to listen to the last 3 tracks because of it. But it was only $1, and what I did listen to, I did like. This is a little more acoustic than their other one they did. But yeah, the band, close up of those guys. If you look here, it looks like Country Joe might have got into the stash early. Yeah, it was $1. And the last one on my thing is Elephant's Memory. A couple of months ago, I showed the Midnight Cowboy soundtrack, which is had several tracks from this particular band. They're a kind of a psych, kind of like I want to say Jefferson Airplane meets It's a Beautiful Day kind of stuff. That cover, I can't say anything about that cover. It says itself. Back cover is kind of funny too. Apparently they're naked with body paint, and there's an elephant somewhere. And the inside cover is pretty trippy also. I know a lot of you have seen that, but yeah, I think I paid maybe $5 for this. I don't know. I'd seen it before on other videos, but yeah, I thought I'd pick it up, and it's great too. I love it. It's let me show you the label. Buddha Records label. So yeah, that was my record show pickup, and I don't think I spent over $22, to tell you the truth. $22. Now, the question about record shows is when to go. A lot of people think the best time to go is, you know, bright and early. But I heard a lot of vendors talking. When I'm looking for records, I'm also listening to what's going on. And I heard the vendors talking that, you know, they start out with the bins that are $5 bins. Then around noon, those $5 bins turn into $2 bins. Then about 4 o'clock, 2 hours before the show closes, the $2 bin becomes a $1 bin. So they want to get rid of stuff. So I'm thinking, I'm making the case for going later than earlier. Of course, if you're staying at the hotel or you live close by, you can do both. But yeah, that was a record show. And yeah, I picked up some pretty cool things, I think, and didn't spend a lot of bread, which is what it's all about. And this is Dave the Pickup Artist, and I will bid you adieu till the next time, and don't forget to boogie.